Hey guys, it's Will here again. Today I'm going to be going over meditation and why it can be useful for getting a bit closer to awakening or enlightenment. There are a lot of misconceptions about meditation. One of the main ones being, in order to meditate, you have to sit in a dark place, no sound, and focus on nothing and do nothing. This is called transcendental meditation, and this is one of the methods that you can use, but it's not the only method. In fact, meditation can be done anywhere you like after enough practice. You can do it wherever you want, whenever you want. Hell, you can do it when you're drunk or when you're on a toilet if you like. How is this done? When you focus on something intensely, whether it's the sound of your own breath, the feelings within, or any number of different things, you're immediately brought into the present moment as long as you maintain that focus. Excuse me. One of the things you'll notice though is your brain, or your mind rather, will try its hardest to take the present moment away from you. It's not its fault, you know, it's just the habits that your mind has got itself into. It'll be coming up with many stories or thoughts that will distract you from the moment that you're in. But the trick is not to resist that. It's more about observing that and allowing those thoughts to pass like clouds in the sky. To observe those thoughts and to have a look at where those thoughts are coming from and what they mean. This is mindfulness. The more you become familiar with your thought patterns, and the more you see through these thoughts and realize that the only reason that they're coming up is because they perpetuate themselves, the less these thoughts will manifest on their own. After all, the only reason these thoughts compulsively come up is because you've allowed them to, and it's because it's seen as a normal thing. As soon as you become aware of the thoughts and look at them intensely and try and look at where they stem from, they no longer can feed on themselves. The ego, if you'd like to call it that, can no longer feed on the attention you're giving it. That's all meditation is. It's just quietening the thoughts, being more present. It's not about manifesting energies or going into another plane of reality or any of this mystical, self-righteous, self-important ideologies. Those are just more products of the ego. I mean, in the end, we're all just humans. There's nothing special about us. There's not really any point to anything. But that's the beauty, because once you realize that there isn't any point to anything, and that in your essence that you aren't anything, everything becomes so simple. Life becomes a game that you participate in purely for the enjoyment of it. Things that you would have taken seriously before are now just challenges that life gives you, challenges that you can overcome. After all, life wouldn't be very interesting without challenges. You wouldn't go and watch a movie that doesn't have a plot. Anyways, I digress a little bit. So next time you meditate, and it can be now, you can do it right now if you like. try focusing on your breaths. I like to focus on a mantra. The mantra I choose is simply just repeating I am over and over in my head as I breathe in and out. After all, that's the only thing you can really be certain of. Everything else is ideas or concepts that have been taught to us. And the more you see through these ideas and concepts, the freer and lighter you feel, because you're no longer creating these mental barriers. These are barriers based around assumptions. The assumption that you're the body or the mind, and many others that I'll go over in my future videos. So try it out. Become focused on your footsteps while you're walking. I like to listen to music and focus on that. Take advantage of the senses that you have to experience everything through. It'll be interesting because you'll notice when there's no monkey chatter to distract you, to put that cotton over your eyes, so to speak. Everything will appear as more genuine. Kind of like you're seeing it for the first time, without this veil over you, this veil of thoughts. It's pretty nice, but it does take a bit of time to get into that mindset. It does take practice. But you don't need to sit in a quiet, dark room for hours a day. In fact, you don't have to meditate at all, really. Enlightenment is merely the seeing through of ideas and concepts. It's not about sitting in a cave for 10 years meditating. It's not even about ridding yourself of materialistic things. It's basically just, in terms of what you have, not letting these things you have control you, but having control over those things, having control over your mind, having control over the nice things that we all have. Anyways, this video is going on a bit, so I'll end it here. But thank you for listening, and I'll catch you guys soon.